One of the main things and one of the main applications for Rapid Strip is stripping products like rust, and that's due to the fact it really is well designed for the carbon steel market, and the reason I say that is because carbon steel, as we all know, corrodes quite easily. So take a piece of carbon steel like we have in front of us here. It's only been cleaned up a little while ago, and we didn't protect the surface with anything, and you can see very quickly you get a lot of rust that appears on there. Okay, so that's a problem. All right, that doesn't look very nice for a start, and if we try to paint over this rust, it's just going to come away. The paint's not going to be able to adhere to that surface. So simple as that, we need to strip it off. So it's a perfect product for doing that, and I'll show you how quickly this can be done with the Rapid Strip. Okay, let's get that in the vise. Okay, so for that I'm going to use, because it's a flat surface, I'm going to use our T27 Rapid Strip. You can get this in a variety of different sizes: 100mm, 115 and 125, and bigger 180mm if needed. And these obviously go onto an angle grinder. All right. Check on this also, the speed rating. It is rated to operate on here. It says 12,000 RPM, so it's a little bit above the maximum speed of the angle grinder. And important to note, not every stripping product out in the market is applicable to a full speed angle grinder. Some of them we see with labels on there of max RPM of 10,000 RPM. So really important to note that our product is safe to run at the maximum RPM on any fixed speed or variable speed grinder. And yeah, really good point to note. So you can pop that on the grinder there, do the flange nut up. Remember, try and reverse the flange every time you do that to make sure you got the flanges the right way around. Okay, let's lock that into place. Now I'll turn the power on, because I do forget to do that from time to time, right Robin? Okay, I've got all my safety gear on. I've got my heat-proof gloves, flame retardant overalls, safety boots, ear defenders in, and today, to make it easier to talk to you guys and not steam up my glasses too much, I'm going to use a face mask, which is more than good enough for the job. Okay, so what I'm going to show you here is how quickly I can take off this level of rust and the finish we actually get behind it. It'll do it really quickly, but leave a very palatable finish behind. Okay, so full speed. This is not a variable speed grinder, 1100 watts, so pretty standard product for the market. So let's see what it does. Okay, over to you, Robin.
Thanks, Paul. So as we said earlier, the product it looks aggressive, but it's just giving that enough pressure. Paul's not putting a lot of pressure on the machine, but it's just giving that amount of pressure to remove the scale and the rust on the surface. And look at that, it's as quick as that just to finish the job.
You're right, that's why it's called Rapid, eh? No, it is super. It really is very quick, and you can see from this kind of finish we had before on a close-up camera there. That's what we were looking at before. This rusted finish we got here, straight to that. All right, so that's clean enough to be painted, galvanized, whatever you need to do on that product. And one of the beauties is of the Rapid Strip product is the fact that this finish we've got here, it's yeah, there is a certain level of scratch there, but we actually, if we're going to paint or treat it, we need that scratch, because that scratch is going to give us a key for the paint to adhere to. If we went to a completely flat polished surface, the paint wouldn't stick on. If you knocked it, the paint would chip away. So with that scratch that the Rapid Strip leaves behind, it can be painted with no issues or good adhesion, and that paint will stay there and look good for a long time to come. So yeah, it's a as I say, really quick and versatile product to use. But I'm sure you've all seen the T27 product many times before. But there is one more thing I need to show you. Actually, sorry, I was moving on to the next product, but I need to show you also one of the main applications for Rapid Strip is on a product like this. Again, this is carbon steel, and the black surface you see on here is what we call scale. Okay, so this is how carbon steel is generally delivered into any factory that is working with carbon steel. And obviously, again, you cannot treat this, you cannot paint over this this layer, otherwise it will not adhere, it could corrode, etc. So you need to take off all of this carbon before we do any other treatments for it, particularly the welding area. All right, this was cleaned in the area where the weld is, but if we're going to do any more work on that, we have to take off this scale. Very hard to do. You can do it with a flat disc or a fiber disc. It will work okay for a certain amount of time, but it will stop working quite quickly because it loads. This scale sticks to the surface of a product like a flat disc such as this. Okay, so it will work really good for a couple of minutes or so, and then it will just stop dead because it's full of the scale that's inside you know, on the surface here. So better to use the Rapid Strip, open structure. It can eject all that scale away from the disc because it's operating, and you don't get that problems with loading. So real typical application. A lot of people ask me when they see this product, will it remove scale? So let's find out.
Yeah, and as Paul's highlighted here, again, the product is extremely quick in achieving what you want it to do without damaging. You can see the welded area that he's going also over across. It's not damaging that or removing anything like that. Just taking off the scale around about the welded area, which could be crucial if you're working with some precise parts. For example, it might be stenciled, or they could be certain contours on the surface of your component that you want to avoid removing or changing the geometry on.
Yeah, exactly right, Robin. I agree with that, and that's one of the beauties of the product is, yeah, the flat areas is one thing, but did you notice I was actually doing the curved edge on here as well? So if you just go in a close-up there, Martin, if we can. If I use the fiber disc or the flat disc on this curve here, I would start to flatten. All right, I put some flat spots in there, but due to the 3D nature of the Rapid Strip, it doesn't do that. It adapts around the curve and it doesn't dig in. Takes away the scale really easy, really nicely, but doesn't create any damage that I'm going to see later once the product is painted. So yeah, it's aggressive enough to take off the layer, but it also respects the contours of the surface of the component. So like I say, really nice, a versatile product for your angle grinder. Okay, so as we said earlier, we've got a multitude of different products to show you. This is the T27 disc for angle grinder, but now we're going to move on to a couple of different products we've got for different types of machines. First of all, we're looking at these discs. So they are smaller, as you can see straight away, than our T27 in 125mm, and also different types of attachment methods. Why would we need that, do you think? It's a pretty easy answer. It's all about access. It's all about getting the product into areas where we can't get the big tool like an angle grinder, but we can get smaller tools such as this machine here. Okay, so this is an angle grinder, but a mini angle grinder instead. Okay, so it does essentially exactly the same as we're doing with the big angle grinder over there, but it's just a condensed version for us, enable us to get into more awkward to reach places, such as this component here we've got right in front of us. This is a big steel girder, and to get the angle grinder in here, it's going to be quite difficult. The guard is going to be in the way, so if I wanted to get in here and in this channel down here, this tool is absolutely perfect for doing that. So again, proof's in the pudding. Let's show you how it actually it does work. So we'll plug this into the air power, pop that in, make sure I'm ready, safety guard on. So I'm just going to try and again strip in this layers. I'm also going to use the periphery of the disc in the radius in the side of the girder here. I think you can see that side better, so I'll concentrate on here to show you how this this product can adapt to all of these different areas that we're going for. Again, very thick paint on here as well, antioxidant paint, so it's really tough to remove. We'll see what job we do.
And one of the benefits that's highlighted by this particular demonstration is the fact that, unlike a lot of other abrasives, you've got the three-dimensional effect of the product. So non-wovens, they don't just work on the face, as Paul's using it right now, but they can work on the edge and even the reverse of the wheel when you use this smaller size backup pad. So it's working extremely well in a tight, very difficult to access area. So again, you've got that big rapid stripping action, which is a benefit to a lot of people.
Yeah, easy, like you say, Robin, with this, and I've chosen this on purpose, this backing pad. I could, in fact, on the flat areas, have used a larger backup pad, which will help give us more aggression with the product. But I like to use a small backup pad like this, because then I can use this side of the disc, the periphery of the disc, and the flat edge of the disc. So proper 3D product. I can use any area on that product without any issues. Okay, so again, really fast and efficient at taking that off. I'll show you again another component that we see, like this bit of racking here that we've got. You know, from time to time these get damaged. You can see the rust starting to appear through because the paint has been damaged, and all sorts of different angles and channels on here, which makes it very difficult to finish with certainly an angle grinder or other products. But with the Rapid Strip on this little machine, get it done really very quickly. So I'll mount it in at this angle first of all. So what I want to show you is how it can get into little channels such as this here. Okay, I don't know if you can think of another product that's going to be able to get into that channel. I certainly can't, but this product can do it very easily. I'll show you very quickly.
So again, with this demonstration, quick and easy access into a recessed channel, which would be impossible to gain access to with a larger tool or with another type of abrasive. That, you know, a one surface sided grinding wheel or flat disc or fiber disc would end up damaging the other parts of the other sides of the channel. Paul's achieved what he wants to do very quickly. Again, here just showing the benefit of the wheel, just that slight 15 to 25 degree angle on it. You're getting the most out of it. A perfect view here where you can see the quick removal of the paint. Again, those little holes that are drilled into the racking, there's no damage to them, and it's just working fantastically well.
Yeah, you can't see any damage on there. All we've done, again, making it bright and shiny, just taking off the paint where we would need to repaint. But yeah, you can see it's got in that channel really. I'm just trying to see if I can get it on camera a little bit better. It's got in that channel really well, all stripped down there. Okay, maybe spend a bit more time on this to make it a bit more perfect, but we are limited for time today because we've got a lot of products to show you. Okay, so yeah, and again, it is available in our SL4 type product, which does actually go on a straight shaft machine, as we see here. So again, this would be perfect to be using in areas such as again these channels. So I'll just quickly show you that on the machine if I can wind that in. I'll do it the other way so it's you can see it in the camera a little bit better, I hope. Swap him over. So the SL4, you see this, it's actually got an elongated button on there rather than the small button you see on an SL3 type button. Okay, I think you can see that on the camera. So that enables this product, or suggests that this product should be used on the periphery rather than on the flat surface. This can be used pretty much anywhere, but when we start to get bigger on the wheel, we need a bigger spindle to give it the strength, attached with the epoxy inside here. And we're going to be using this wheel on the periphery rather than on the flat side. I've already mounted one in the tool for us to save a little bit of time here today. So we'll get that in and again show you how we can get into this channel along here.
Yeah, so exactly the same thing again. Paul's is showing with a different tool, this time in a slightly bigger size of wheel, again getting that same access. And one of the big benefits of this particular size of wheel with that fitting and on that machine would be in the automotive aftermarket, where people need to get inside a wheel arch. So that allows them access the straight grinder there, combined with that fitting of 100mm 4-inch wheel, allows that great access.
And again, no problem at all here with the removal of the paint in a difficult to reach channel.
Yeah, it's also quite versatile for paint removal, not paint removal, for well cleaning as well, Robin. Isn't that right? Yeah.